Hello, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with Cosmic Intelligence Agency. This is Cosmic Connections that we do. We meet every Wednesday around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm glad to be here. This is the eve of the full moon. In one short 24-hour period, um, here's a prediction: we may be feeling less frantic. So, you mutable signs out there, Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Gemini, are you really feeling this exaggerated push of rushing and trying to get things done? Has the holiday concerns clicked in yet? Well, you're not alone, because we have this full moon during the Sagittarius cycle each and every year. Sometimes it's early in Sagittarius, sometimes it's really late, like right before the winter solstice. But wherever it falls, it's focusing on the word communication. Watch your words, watch your mind, watch how you are feeding your mind with news, and step away if things are feeling a little bit more gratuitously difficult to process. And so that's a message for every full moon in Gemini, but we'll get specific with this full moon in just a moment. Yeah, rushed and overwhelmed. Good summary there, Miss Mary. Yeah, that's the feeling. And you know, I I saw a friend today and I said, wait a minute, didn't we just have Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving? I mean, yeah, well, Thanksgiving was late this year. So we're clearly in the holiday Christmas, Hanukkah season of rushing around. And you see it on the highways and in the mental byways as well. So again, you're not alone, but my prediction is, as it were, after 6:13 Thursday night, when the full moon peaks, we can take a breath and literally reboot ourselves. So the time right before the full moon, as a reminder, is called the gibbous time of the month. And gibbous is the time in our 30-day cycle, or 28.5-day cycle, when we're a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more intuitive, like if we plug in and we can feel and think about someone and then they call, or we're feeling a little bit more psychically, intuitively attuned. Watch your dreams tonight, for example. And okay, great, Barbara, this is your full moon. Hi there, Eileen. Hello, Donna. Hi, Donna M and Donna B and Anne Marie and Joanne. Hello, friends. Thanks for being here. And Jess Huvella, Gemini Moon. You're really feeling it. Barbara from Berkeley, you're really feeling it too, my friend. And hello, Jess Who. And I like your name, Jess Who. So just go with the flow. If you haven't noticed, I really practice the art of moment by moment astrology. What do I mean by that? I'm a firsthand, science experiment. I've been doing astrology since 1987. And what I do when I'm feeling excited, overwhelmed, depressed, and there's no concrete reason around, right? Not like clinical depression. I'll check where the moon is, where the aspects are. And in that moment, I can objectify and detach and not take it in so much. So that's the beauty of the science and art of astrology. It gives us basically a recourse to objectify experiences, and also to use our free will and say to yourself, I am not going to be overwhelmed just because we have a full moon. Well, you know what? Sometimes things happen. Like tonight, the background looks a little different, right? Because the place I was going to do Facebook Live tonight, I misplaced the key to that office. So I came to another office, and it's like, okay, I have just enough time to rush over here. So Gemini, full moon, messages involve communications, cars, computers, definitely communications, and mental fatigue. So let's go a little bit deeper with our full moon. The Sabian symbol is a conversation by telepathy. And this full moon is at the heels of the gibbous cycle, the one time of the year or one time of the month when we're more intuitive and telepathic anyway. So look at trust your own intuition, trust the downloads that come to you in the next 24 hours. Like I've got to call this person, I've got to respond to this person. Just trust it, because we're in high pitched telepathy time of the month. This full moon, like I said, is peaking Eastern time at 6:13. It's at 13 degrees of Gemini. And again, that's the Sabian symbol, conversation by telepathy. Two individuals communicating without words, but by and through vibration. And isn't that a wonderful experience when you can communicate with someone without just having the meteor or the mediary of language? Of course, many people have had that experience when you're traveling and you don't know the language, and yet you still can communicate with someone who doesn't know your native language. So that's kind of a theme for the next couple of weeks with this full moon, a conversation by telepathy, using body language to communicate, perhaps. But also, someone said to me today, so I'm reading for her, and she says, oh my gosh, is Mercury still retrograde? I said, no, but because of your chart, this full moon is really feeling a little bit topsy-turvy. She's a Sagittarius moon. So again, to repeat, the mutable signs are more sensitive to this full moon. So look at your chart. Where do you find Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, or Pisces? You may be feeling a little bit more on edge, a little bit more overwhelmed, as Mary had put it as well. All right, so let's take a look at some of the details of this chart. It's a relationship time in the next couple of weeks, right? And that's shown by Mars conjunct Juno. Juno is the partnership asteroid, and Mars on top of Juno could be communicated by taking a straight line, honest approach with your partner or a would-be partner, and being frustrated because you're not getting what you hope to get from a partner. So just lay low and watch your words. The big thing is watch your words and tell your truth, but not necessarily maybe telepathize. In other words, watch what comes out of your mouth. We also have secrets and financial adjustments. Venus is conjunct Black Moon Lilith with the full moon. So we may have money on our mind, right? Holidays are coming up and budgets and so forth, but secrets about how we are sharing our resources with other people, whether that be with a partner, whether it be with your government. So secrets and financial adjustments are a little bit of a theme of this full moon. On a lighter note and a brighter note, we have Jupiter trining Neptune, Jupiter trining Saturn, Jupiter's expansion. Neptune is wanting to exit and transcend. This is great for artists. This is great for musicians. And it's great for every one of us who want to transcend via the arts. So, take in the holiday season, maybe take it in a concert in the next week or so, or if you're an artist, be inspired by some new artistic renderings of your craft. And then it gets even better. There's a grand trine. A grand trine is when we've got 3 or more planets lined up in a big triangle. You can see the big triangle here, right? Neptune, Saturn, trining Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter, all trining or creating this degree of flow with Mercury. So Mercury's long been direct. Well, not that long. It was on the 29th of November, but we're feeling our way to expand for a better tomorrow. That's one interpretation of this grand trine. And we're attracting the people and the circumstances and the opportunities that are going to feed us in a positive way. Feed what? Feed our sense of security, emotional intimacy, and being known and seen. So this is really a nice aspect with this full moon. So enjoy it. It's a great time for exactly what the holidays are all about. Take some breaks from the hustle and bustle and the have-tos, and maybe take in some artistic rendering or some music or decorate, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a beautiful grand trine with this. There is again mental opposition. Mercury is opposite Uranus. There's a little bit more tension than normal, and impatience is a theme with this full moon as well. So I would love to get some feedback from some of you who are, again, to be clear, the 24 hours before the full moon, actually it's more like 48 hours before the full moon, or more sensitive and more feeling more overwhelmed. Gemini rules cognition, Gemini rules communication. So we may be thinking too much. And then after the full moon, there's this grounding period. We exhale and we say, you know what? My worst case scenario, my worst fears, it's going to be okay. So that's a good mantra. Use mantras during the Gemini full moon, by the way. Use affirmations, written ones, oral ones. Speak out loud to yourself. And of course, every full moon is like a mirror, right? So you want to maybe experiment with the mirror called AI. I don't know. I was all excited. I did my first class of my retreat last night, and I think we all had some fun because we're going to be doing a lot of AI applications. All right. Again, a big hello to Melissa from Kansas and Paula. Good evening. Hi, Joni. Hi, Jerry. Yeah, you're very intuitive. Not sure why. I think you're always intuitive, Mary, but during this particular time of the month, we all may be more intuitive. Good evening, Debbie. Hello, Angie. Hello, Joanne. Life happens exactly. It's a full moon. It looks full tonight, Donna Ball, right? It looks full. It's going to look full on Friday, but the full moon moment is at 6:13 on Thursday Eastern time. So that's like the line in the sand. Okay. Insanely crazy ride for Eileen. Whoa, writing. Perfect, Eileen. Gemini rules writing. Gemini rules communication. So you're getting a lot of downloads. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Candy. Oh, thank you. I look forward to this too. Oh, I'm so sorry, Barbara. And you know, when a dear friend passes away, nothing is like a gibbous moon to pray, meditate, and send friend Carl on his journey. And I totally believe you've been communicating with him. Hi, Gurjeet. Hi, Tracy from Myrtle Beach. Aloha, Sherry. You're so glad the Mercury retrograde is over. Great. Have a blessed day to you. All right. Both your computer and your phone crashed on the 28th. Wow. Isn't that interesting? That's great that it happened, Elizabeth, but it's a great indicator of how Mercury retrograde works. Then on the 29th, you got it fixed really quickly. Hello, beautiful Erica. All right. I always speak out loud to myself too, Donoval. Okay, you're feeling it already. You're very welcome. All right, friends, we did that. Oh, let me talk to you about your specific charts. Again, my little nuggets, my little Reader's Digest form of astrology. So if you're an Aries or Aries rising, this full moon is triggering your communication house. So you might be really, really feeling it. And it's a good time to make a pact with yourself to manage your time, to do some different time management. And Aries people may also have a focus on their siblings in the upcoming week. If you're Taurus or Taurus rising, the full moon is triggering your house of income and self-esteem. So you may be saying to yourself, you know what? It's time for me to get real serious about money. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make myself more abundant and manage my money, my finances better. And I'm going to really feel more positive about the way I take care of my possessions. If you're a Gemini, all eyes are on the Gemini or Gemini rising because this is your full moon. It only happens once a year. And you may be feeling more charismatic, more honest, more authentic, and speak your piece, Gemini. Cancers might be feeling a little bit under the weather, maybe physically, maybe detaching from others. It's a great week for you under the full moon to meditate, pray, hide out, not be that social, and that's fine. We all have our yin and yang times, our times to retreat and our times to be more extroverted. That's for our Cancers. For Leo, it's time to look at your hopes and dreams and your friendships. Who can I count on? Who are my friends? Who's my tribe? It's time for me to pick up the phone, and actually pick up the phone and talk to a good friend and make some plans. It's about being social for our Leos. For our Virgos or Virgo rising, you're looking at a bigger vision for your career. You're looking at ways to be a leader in the world if you're not working. You're looking at ways to share with the greater world at large. Libra, time to travel. Libra rising. You might be saying to yourself, it's time to expand my horizons. I'm going to take a trip. I'm going to take a class, because learning and travel are those two avenues that are activated by the ninth house. Scorpio, time to dig in deep and trust yourself. It's an empowering week of trusting your own psychological and spiritual power and releasing and allowing things to happen. You don't have to control everything, Scorpio, this week. Sagittarius, the focus is on your BFFs, your partnerships, your SOs, people that you love most of all, and you're going to get some very good feedback from them in ways to become a better partner to them. For the Capricorn friends, this full moon is activating your desire to become healthier and the disciplined ways you can do that, right? Everything in life is often a pattern, a habit, a discipline. And so for the Capricorns, reinvigorate the ways you want to become more healthy with your routine. With Aquarius, this particular full moon is activating fun and children. If you don't have kids, activate the inner child within Aquarius and saying to yourself, you know what? Life is too short. I want to do some hobbies. I want to do some creative crafts. I want to do some sports. That's for our Aquarius friends. And Pisces, the focus is on home and family. You might be saying to yourself, I have a vision for my home, my family of origin, or the family I hope to create. All right. Erica's talking about the almond butter and chocolate. I know, but it's the holidays, Erica, right? Jillian, just for you, I'll do Taurus again. Taurus folks with this full moon are looking at ways to manage their money, their income, and their self-esteem. Okay. Capricorn moon. Okay. Well, that's about the Capricorn energy, my dear Marianne, is being activated, which is the health, right? So you are actually going to have a very good moon for health improvements. You missed Virgo. Okay, I'm very generous today. I'm going to repeat everything. I love you guys. Hey, Mary, it's a career for you, Mary T. It's about ways to be in the world, not of the world, be a leader, activate your career, answer questions about your career. Jillian Hess, crazy ride for the last 6 months. It'd be interesting to see all the interesting things that have been going on in your chart. Hello there, sweetie, from Queensland, Australia. Okay. All right. Hi, Claire. Nice to see you, Claire. And the energy's been crazy. It's really a big feeling. Full moon, you're feeling it. I'm feeling it too. Hi, Melissa. You're all very welcome. And okay, interesting, Mary. So how you work with these full moons, friends? Here's a suggestion. You know what area of your life they're being activated, right? After the full moon, think of the universe just downloading information so you have more clarity. We don't ever want to make any decision about anything, right? No, dime store psychology here. If we're stressed, we always want to wait a moment, wait a day, sleep on it. So at the full moon, this period right now, as I'm speaking, we're all feeling this, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, blah, blah, blah. It's falling somewhere in your chart. But at the full moon, for Mary and each of you, just take a breath. And I do mean take a breath. Do some breath work, yoga breathing, because Gemini rules the lungs, and know that all is well. after the full moon, we'll get some more answers. That's my 2 cents about how to use this. All right. So tonight, it's time for our spiritual stuff, our spiritual messages. And sit back, relax. They're totally random. I would love to give you all a message. Remember, you can always book with me, and I do mediumship and astrology with everyone that I meet. And yes, I have clients from around the world, right? So don't worry, but make sure. Oh, this lovely lady from Texas booked with me, and this past week, and I called her. I said, "Hey, you're a little late for our appointment." "Oh no, I meant Texas time." Well, we just readjusted, but that's what I'm talking about, communications. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest, for the best, as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Where's my thumb want to stop? My thumb is with Peggy Farley. Okay, Peggy Farley, I'm with you tonight. Peggy, as I'm tuning into your energy, I'm seeing a hamster cage. It's almost like your brain is in that hamster cage. I'm ruminating. That's a good word. I'm ruminating about something that I've had on my mind, I would say at least since June. Okay. And since the middle of June. And things let up a little bit by September. And this is a big decision that you're wanting to make, Peggy. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It has to do with where you're living, how you're living, your lifestyle, the next step. And so with this full moon, take some moments to do the deep breathing, to do the meditation, to do the praying, to connect with spirit, to connect with the God of your understanding. Because I'm going to say that things become a lot more clear to you. And I don't know your chart, so I'm doing this very intuitively. By the time we get into Aquarius, by the time we get into the end of January of next year, which is literally weeks away, right? And there is someone who's helping you from the other side of life to make this important decision. And she's saying this is a mother figure, but it feels more like a grandmother than a mother. She's saying, you got to wait on the will of heaven, because she had a lot of spiritual beliefs and spiritual practices that guided her. And she's saying, we can't push the river. You got to go with the flow. It will occur to you. And she liked to journal, this grandmother or mother figure. She used to journal, many, many, many moons ago, many years ago. And she's saying, have you tried not making lists, Peggy, but just journaling on a day-to-day basis and relaxing and letting things come to you by the new year? So I'll leave that with many blessings to you, Peggy. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Let me know if that made sense to you, please. And I'll do another read. Okay. Oh, Mary T. I'm with you, Mary T. As I'm tuning into Mary T tonight, I get the word bittersweet. You love the holidays. You miss your mom. You miss a particular kitty cat. You're not looking forward to this particular holiday season as much as other years. This is what I'm getting. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, Mary, but there's going to be some magical surprises with some of the people in your life who are no longer in your life that connect with you towards the end of this month of December. I can't believe it's December already. After Christmas, some of the magic comes after Christmas, like someone who just picks up the phone and says, "Hey, Mary, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you for 20 years. I don't think it's happened yet." And so be aware that we are constantly leaving our vibrational energy with everyone we've ever met. And I presume you're thinking about, because that's in your chart, right? You're thinking about your career, what's the next step? And I'm getting some clarity for you right now. Don't make a decision about retirement or career just based on the finances. And I hope that helps you. I would love to see you again, Mary. leave that with many blessings. Okay. All right. Hope that makes sense. Good evening, Rhonda. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Gail M. Hello. All true. Thanks, Sonny, for that verification. Hello, Teresa, Grace. And that's what we do. We just do the 2 reads. And actually, I'm going to have to say goodnight to you guys because I'm going to be doing a reading with a lady in just a few minutes from another country. So that's what I do. Wednesday nights are my fun with you, and reading nights later in the evening. You can reach me at, of course, my website, CassandraJoanButler.com. We'll be doing the year ahead classes coming up shortly. And if you're not on my email, please sign up because you might be interested in knowing what 2026 is going to be like. And I do these every year. I've been doing them every year for about 15 years. And they're such a great gathering. Of course, I do them on Zoom. Please, as a reminder, the holidays are here. The gift of astrology is always a fabulous gift. Check out the offerings at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. It's an amazing repertoire of fantastic and sweet and nice astrologers who contribute, whether it be via videos like this. I got a wonderful chance to share some beautiful time with Tara Green a couple of weeks ago. Well, in any case, it's a great group of people. Sending you all love and illumination at the full moon tomorrow. Again, 6:15-ish Eastern time. Take a little time to breathe and open your heart and open your mind to some guidance, and you'll get it. All right. See you next week on Wednesday at 8:30. Many blessings.